Welcome in. All the new watchers, new listeners, new viewers, please make sure to subscribe, like the video, comment down below. All the subscribers and returning people, welcome back to Four Quarter Sportscast. Your boy JC, your boy AG, we come together, we here to talk
Yes,
about
sir.
a little bit later, but the schedule did drop about a week or two ago, whatever. So we had time to really look at it and been meaning to come to y'all with this video, but we're here now. So
For sure.
um,
Kind of get your tickets and your flights. Let's go ahead and go on this trip, man.
oh yeah, most definitely. So
Let's go on
while
this
we at
trip.
it, man, y'all make sure that y'all before we get in the video, y'all comment the game y'all most looking forward to on the schedule for me down there in the comment section. I know it's a lot of key games on here, but if you can just limit it down to one or two couple matchups y'all looking forward to in this upcoming season, definitely let us know down in the comments. With that being said, first glimpse at the schedule use point of emphasis the Falcons 4 primetime games. What's your thoughts on that, A Jizzle?
Well, hey, for a primetime game, that's more than what we had in the past 2 years. So, I mean, hey, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. I kind of like that they're giving us early primetime games, but then I kind of don't, because then the early perception of the team is always misconstrued or early in the season, because not really how you start, is how you finish within the season and how you gel together with your team. Um, I do think it'll give the Falcons the much warranted respect that they've been wanting for the past couple years as far as the primetime games go. We actually do pretty good on primetime games, so kind of excited for that, and especially the primetime game that I'm most excited about is going to be the Kansas City game here, and then the other primetime game I'm looking forward to is going to Vegas.
Yes, that's okay. Uh, yeah, I definitely happy we got some primetime games. Like you say, the perception of the team is gonna kind of be tested early on, especially when you're under those bright lights or whatever. But nonetheless, still glad to have some type of national exposure, national attention on the
Right.
team because I do think they'll be better off this year. Pretty much glad we probably didn't get no primetime games these last 2 seasons with the shit show we was putting out there at quarterback. But
Yep.
definitely is some good primetime matchups we got. Hopefully we can perform in them so the league will be incentivized to give us some more primetime games. And yeah, I mean it's definitely gonna be something to look forward to. But you did kind of almost segue into my next little segment because you did bring up the Kansas City game and the Vegas game. Even like I just asked the viewers to comment a little some matchups down below. Any key or interesting stretches of the season, matchups you can see, or just your favorite game you see on the schedule upcoming?
Um. Well, as far as like matchup wise or skids, I kind of see like it's a mix between an easy patch in our schedule, and it's a mix between like the gauntlet of our schedule, so to say. Like I could see how they say we had the easy schedule, but then I'm not going for that no more. Like after last year, seeing that we had an easy schedule, maybe we had an easy schedule with a competent quarterback. Maybe that's what they meant. I don't know,
Mhm.
but you know what I mean. Like maybe it'll be different this year since we have one. But I will say like um, it's like after the first three games, you'll know a lot about this team. Um, but I'm more interested in these three back-to-back NFC South rival games. And that's week 5, 6, and 7, I believe, or 4, 5, and 6. Oh yeah, 4, 5, and 6. Um, I'm looking forward to seeing like how we start off in the division. If we can take all three of those games, we're in the driver's seat of the division for at least four. Let me see. So okay, so let's just say for the first. couple games. You know what I'm saying? You split or whatever, but you have a over 500 record coming out of the first three games. Going going at home versus New Orleans, they give you a little bit of a hype boost. Then coming back and then playing Tampa give you another hype boost, and then playing at Carolina. That's one of them things where it's like, okay, we just gave or got a taste of what the NFC has to offer for this season, and we fared this well against it, or we did good against this defense and this offense, or and this other team we just struggled against. That's gonna be an interesting stretch though, because every division game almost comes down to the wire unless the team is significantly worse than the other team, i.e. Carolina last year. And then I don't know why, but we still managed to lose to them. So it's like with competent quarterback play now, we shouldn't have to worry about certain things like that. We should be able to say, okay, out of these three division games, I know two of them not necessarily guaranteed, but we gonna probably pull those two games out because of the way the rosters are built. That Tampa game probably gonna be the hardest out of the three. Like we being honest, they got the most built team other than us. So
Yeah, man, I'm just over here looking at this schedule, just thinking how excited I am for this upcoming season, really, because like you keep saying, competent quarterback, got a new coach, but it's a coach we're familiar with. You know what you're getting with him.
hmm
Uh, we made some additions. It's just, yeah, like you said with the
yeah,
schedule, that division patch is definitely an interesting one because, like you said, after that first three, but so since you kind of pointed out that patch, I'll give like a little 2 cents on it, but then pick out another patch, which I'll go
okay,
at the end of the season. But definitely like how you said, and we're gonna get into our week by week win loss prediction, so we'll see what we come to. But like you say with that first three, I think I think 1 and 2 is possible, but playing those next three against your division opponents, you got room to make up ground. You feel me? So
yep,
then everybody else kind of got a rough patch as well, them first three games, because we all play the same opponents. But I think it's New Orleans or Tampa Bay that kind of got it bad in the beginning of the season as well. And
it's definitely Tampa Bay because they were at the first of the division, so they got the number one seed out of another division to play.
yep. So like you said, you got New Orleans at home. That's almost gonna be a must-win game right there because them first three. And then
Yep,
Tampa Bay on a short week Thursday game. Like you said, that's going to be interesting because that's the team we try to take out. I think Tampa Bay done won a division the last 3 seasons, so that's who you got to go through if you want to get to that point. And
right.
then at Carolina, I mean, it's a division game. You want to just handle business. The week 7 to bye week stretch is interesting because it is NFC heavy, and but I mean, I wouldn't say that's a you should be kind of getting into the flow of things right there. But the patch I want to look at is after the bye week. I think this is
Okay.
where Falcons got to kind of pick up ground. I when I first saw the schedule, I always said to myself they need to kind of be 6-6 or around 500 into the bye week, so that way they can at least get like this stretch right here with the Chargers at Minnesota, at Vegas, Giants at Washington, Carolina. You need to go like 5-1 right there.
Yep.
At worst 4-2. You feel me? Like and that
Right.
would put you at about 10-7 or 11-6, I believe, or somewhere around there. 9-8 maybe, but I mean to win this division, I think it's gonna be 10-11 wins, and you should be good. Fourth seed,
Right.
fourth or third seed, depending on what else going on. You get a home playoff game, and you straight. But I definitely think that stretch out of the bye week, that's when the team should know who they are, know how they want to play, and they should be rolling because I don't see no game right there that I really would be like, I mean, Minnesota might be playing tough at that point, and the Chargers might be looking a certain type of way, but Washington, no.
Yeah.
Carolina,
Right.
Washington, I mean, New York, the Giants season probably be over with by then. And then Vegas, it could be
Either
whatever,
or. Yeah.
but you still should be able to beat them.
Yep.
So, um, going to the next segment, moving along really nice and swell right now at the
Yes,
10-minute
sir.
mark. Make sure y'all guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel,
You know what I'm saying?
and whatever team you're a fan of, we talk about it all over here. But if you're a Falcons fan, definitely make sure you subscribe. Win-loss predictions. So instead of I say, we both probably already got a general number in our head. We say like 10 or 11, but let's go by week through week. Starting week 1, I have it as a win. Like I
Okay.
said, I think that's a must-win game, especially looking at
Right.
the two. Gonna be an electric atmosphere. We know Pittsburgh fans travel. We know week 1 is usually a hype game on everybody's schedule. It's the most optimistic week. Everybody thinks their team is pretty much still there because it's week 1. It's fresh, first game of the season.
Yep. Everybody 0-0.
Arthur Smith returning. Uh,
Boo.
Quarterback matchups: Russ versus Kirk. But I think Atlanta should be able to pull it out because being at home is definitely kind of going to be an advantage, depending on Pittsburgh fans travel, but as far as familiarity, I think the Falcons may have it better off, even though they both have new offensive coordinators, both have new quarterbacks. But I mean, I just think the Falcons kind of got it better off. I think we got more playmakers than them on offense, in my
Right.
opinion. And everybody's pretty much the same except for one or two, the quarterback and then like Darnell. But other than that, everybody's pretty much the same. Pittsburgh, they're trying to bring Russ in, and Russ, I think his quarterback situation is a bit more of a competition than what Kirk said, how everybody was making out to be, because, I wouldn't be surprised if Fields gets a start this year, whether that's due to injury or it's due to performance or whatever. But
Right.
yeah, I think Atlanta should handle business week 1. So I'm gonna go kind of like a 24 to like 17 type of game, 24 to 20 type of game. I'm saying Atlanta start off 1-0.
Hey. Okay. So I say that we do start off 1-0. It like, and just so y'all know, it's not gonna be no like we just saying we gonna win because we Falcons fans, bro. Like there's literally like okay statistics that's behind a lot of this stuff. Like there's a lot of factors that were not in place last year that we dealt with as a team that we can now speak on because we have competent quarterback play out of not one but two other quarterbacks that's in that quarterback room. Um, I do think that this game will be a tight game all the way to the end. Um, but I do think that our defense with Jesse Bates, uh, knowing a little bit of how Pittsburgh does their offense and stuff like that, I think it'll be a key pivotal game for us on defense to close this game out. We'll be playing with, I would say, we'll be able to put points on the board this game, but it's gonna really come down to the trenches because Pittsburgh's trenches and their front seven on defense is pretty, powerful, and they've always been known for what they've had on that side of the ball, uh, just in like down through the years. So I do expect that atmosphere to be electric, especially seeing as how we're not going to be able to see training camp this year. We only have two live presences of the team, one at a high school and one at the Benz. So, and then we got one home preseason game, which probably nobody will play in. But at the same time, it's like the next best thing to that is week 1. And week 1, like if week 1 is like the week 1 we've had so far, it'll probably be packed and sold out that game.
No, it's definitely gonna be sold out because of the opponent. Like I said, the optimism around the team. So, yeah, we both want to know there. Moving on to week 2, Monday night at Philly. I'm going to have to chalk that one up as a L. Um, Actually, the next two, just looking at it, I'm gonna talk up as a L. But I definitely think they got a better chance in that home game against Kansas City week 3. But I'm gonna just group those two together because I feel like those are, two teams that was just in the Super Bowl a year or two ago.
Right.
Kansas City back-to-back Super Bowl winner. So um, I wouldn't. Philly is just a gritty team. It's hard to win in Philly. They added Saquon. The defense, the line, nasty. I just feel like it's gonna be a litmus test, and it's gonna be good to see. You want to play the best teams to see how you stack up. So I'm glad we playing those first three games because it's like play them first three games and you go right into division games. Like we gonna be on it to start the season, whether they like it or not.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but that
Um.
Philly game, I say nah. And that Kansas City game, I say it would be great to beat Kansas City at home on
Yeah.
prime time game, But I just for right now, sake of predictions, before I start seeing what's really going on, I'm gonna say I don't see it. So I drop us down to 1-2.
Okay. So I'll go. I'm not gonna lie. I'm wavering between the 2-1 and the 3-0 here because
Mm,
Raheem Morris has
might get
our
spicy.
um Raheem has that effect on these guys, man. And every game that they come out in, they're not gonna be scared to go out there and play whoever they play. I do think that Philly's gonna have a little bit of jet lag coming back from Brazil, where their first home opener. So of course they'll be, you
That's it.
know, at home, but it's their first game back in the United States. I think a little bit of that, depending on who's banged up, and in the first game, not wishing any injuries, but the first game always brings out the little kinks and the hamstrings and the tweaks or whatever of different muscles. So that could be a factor in that game. And then, the Chiefs always start off a little bit soft coming out the gate. And it's not saying a knack on any other team because they back to back Super Bowl winning champions, but they know how to finish. They don't always start well, but they know how to finish the season off well to get to where they need to be to get in the dance. And that's the mindset sometimes you have to have as a team to just get there to get in the dance, bro. So here, the only game I would say we lose may be that KC game, but I think we win in Philly.
2-1 it is. All right. So then we move on to week 4. We can just patch those Division 3 games together.
All
Um,
right.
I'm gonna just keep it optimistic with the I ain't gonna lie, I feel like that's a 3-0 stretch right there to me because
Yeah, I was about to say
I
that's
just feel
definitely
like I want to say 2-1, but I'm like I don't know who I want to drop between New Orleans and the Tampa Bay because like I feel like you should sweep Carolina twice,
yep.
but I'm a, I'm a I'm just gonna say that's a 3-0 stretch, bro. Honestly, because I feel like New Orleans, bro, this is gonna be the last year they go through that trying to cut salary cap. Like
Right.
they gonna finally cut their losses, especially if Derek Carr don't do what he need to do. Like they gonna cut their losses and just rebuild it. Tampa
Right.
Bay, you played Tampa Bay tough last year with Ritter at quarterback. Coming on that Thursday night short week, it's gonna be a little bit tough. But I believe Tampa Bay. Well, we both playing short weeks, so it's not really an advantage or disadvantage. If anything, we at home, we don't have to travel, so it's more so an advantage.
Right.
But I think Tampa Bay, depending on where they coming from, they might be coming from home, so it's not really like they traveling far.
Right.
So, um, if I put us 2-1, that would make us 3-3. But I don't like I said, trying to be optimistic, but I just don't see. I'm gonna just say for optimistic purposes, I put us at no, I ain't gonna lie. We gonna beat Tampa Bay at home, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we gonna be Tampa.
Got that as a 3-2 stretch right there. We 3-2 start off 3-0 in the division right there.
Okay. And hey, I'm not gonna lie, I feel the same way. The division has to be swept in the first three games. So I need those first three games to be all three dubs because we come back and we beat New Orleans like they stole some last year because I mean they helped us get rid of Arthur Smith. Thank you for that. That's the only thing I thank the Saints for. But it's deeper than that, bro. It's our year. The last time we swept them, we went to the Super Bowl. So I want to go to a sweep so we can get to the playoffs at least this year. And then the thing with Tampa Bay, I think what we were missing last year once again was competency at the quarterback position, because it's like we were driving the ball down the field by running the ball, throwing the ball, dumping it off, and we would get in the red zone and it would just be like, okay, we're just lobbing the ball up to anybody. And at that point, you can't turn the ball over in the red zone. I think with Kirk Cousins at quarterback, an elite processor to go from his first to his third option within seconds, I think the red zone is going to be a key of emphasis this season, where we actually scoring touchdowns instead of field goals. Like, Koo might not have to have the year that he had, or it might be a year where he has a perfect year because he's not having to kick field goals to help us win the game. He's just kicking field goals when we literally go 3-and-out. You know what I mean?
Yep. So this stretch right here, I'm gonna have a little bit more losses, because Seattle, between that Seattle, Tampa, and Dallas, I'm like, bro, I would say we're gonna go undefeated, but I'm gonna just keep it. I'm gonna just keep it out. Like, I'm gonna keep
Right.
it
Right.
or whatnot. So I'm gonna say we go 1-2 in that stretch right there. I'm gonna say we split with Tampa Bay on the season.
Yep.
I'm gonna say we sweep New Orleans this season. I'm gonna say we sweep Carolina, but I'll say we split with Tampa Bay. So I'll say we lose to Tampa Bay at Tampa Bay. That'll be the Seattle game, bro. I don't know. I kind of want to pencil that one in as a dub. So I'm gonna say 2-1 in that stretch right. I say we lose to Dallas at home. So that would put us at 5-3. And then going to at I said we'll sweep New Orleans. So that's 6-3. And I'm gonna say we lose at Denver. I don't know. Going to Mile High is crazy. It's crazy. It's hard, but I don't know if I really want to say we losing to goddamn Denver. So I slick want to put us at 7-3 going into the bye, because I had us at 3-2 going, and then with the Seattle game, I put that as a win. Split with Tampa, that's 3 and God damn, I didn't forgot my damn record that fast. Hold on, so I had a win versus Pittsburgh. That's 1-2. Then I said 3-0 them games, so that's 3-2. Oh, that's 4-2 because win, loss, win. So that's four and
Yeah,
two.
4-2.
Okay, then that Seattle game, I'm gonna say 5-2 at Tampa Bay. I said we split with them, so 5-3. Lose to Dallas, that's 5-4, and then at New Orleans, I'm gonna say 6-4, and then that Denver game, um, it's gonna be hard to go up there, but I say we handle business against Denver. So that's 7-4, with the 4 losses being Philly, Kansas City, split with Tampa Bay, and then Dallas. So I
Okay.
got a 7-4 at the bye week.
All right. And then from what I seen, I also do think that we're gonna split with Tampa Bay. They're gonna get back at home. So that'll be our second loss.
Okay.
Seattle at home. That is kind of a toss up, but I kind of feel like that might be one of the losses as well. And then
Like that, between that one and that Dallas game, I ain't want to drop both, even though I
yeah,
could have. But I
but
like, I'm
hey, but you know why I hate Dallas. I ain't even gonna speak on that. So I'm I'm definitely saying we beat Dallas and we beat New Orleans and we beat Denver, bro.
okay. So you gave us. So you said we dropped the Seattle one.
Yeah, drop the Seattle, drop the Tampa Bay, and then we go on a 3-game win streak into the bye week.
I said 5-1, so 5-2, 5-3. We beat Dallas
Yep.
6-3, 7. So you guys at 8-3 in the bye week. Okay. So just one game differential between the two of us. So coming out the bye, this is where I say, they got to kind of hit their stretch, and if I said, this is 6 games right here, I said they got to go no worse than 4-2. I'm gonna just go ahead and bump mine up to, I got us finishing 11-6. And and then the games that you want to decipher they win or not. I say for the for sure ones, I say at Washington win, sweep Carolina, so win those two. That'll take you up to 9-4 around there, and then the other two, I say the Giants at home, and between the Raiders and the Chargers at home, because I feel like that Minnesota game gonna kind of be tough.
Yeah.
Um, and then like the Minnesota game, and Minnesota one of them teams, that we kind of be struggling to beat consistently too. Them and Washington. So damn, I don't know what the Washington one, but I'm gonna just say 4-2 during that stretch at worst. With my record, I ain't trying to say we're gonna have 15 wins. I'm gonna keep it at
Right.
11-6. So what you think with that last little stretch right there?
All right. So my last little stretch, I'm gonna go game by game. I think we lose against the Chargers. I think wait, that's four.
So
And
8.
then I think we lose against Minnesota and then win out the rest of them games.
So 9, 10, 11, 12. So 10 and I'm sorry, 12 and 5.
5. Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, we pretty much both seeing it the same way, just one game differential. Um 11-6 definitely will be a good season to me. I'm really putting the floor at. I got like maybe 2 games in the season I could have went either way on. So I mean, 9
Right.
would be at worst to me. 10 would be, 10 and 11 would be good. And if you get any more than that, I feel like you overachieved, in my opinion.
Right.
12.
Yeah, like you're saying, like the nine is definitely the floor of where we stand as a team. But I think like 10 is where you're shooting for. You're shooting for at least 10
Yeah.
wins.
I think that should
Like
be
11,
like
11 or 12 is saying that like you're performing with the roster that you got and
right.
it's working. First year type thing.
Yeah. I think 10 should be the motto for every team every year. Like you want to get double digit wins every year.
Yep.
And on your division, you might got to get a little bit more, but 10 should get you sliding into a wild card for sure. But with this division, with the records we got 11-6, 12-5, that definitely should get us a division championship first
Yep.
in 2017, 2016, I believe.
2016, yep. The last time we won the division. 2016.
And like we said with the divisional record, because I three we if we sweep New Orleans and sweep Carolina, that's 4-0, and then we split with Tampa Bay. That's 5-1 in the division.
Yep.
So that's excellent. 5-1 in the division. Then you want to handle your business in the conference too. You want your conference record to be good. So like I said, you got to try to beat up on Seattle, New York, Washington, Minnesota,
Right.
because you got some kind of the Dallas one is a tough one out of conference game, because Dallas is a great regular season team, uh,
Right.
but I definitely 11-6 is a good 12-5. Them good to me. I'm cool with those.
It's I do think though, like a lot of people might be overlooking the fact that they gave us the gauntlet at the beginning of the season. Like that's a good thing for us. Like like it's only gonna give them more time to get more continuity up. It's gonna only give them more time to gel. And the back end, as far as the secondary, they're gonna have time to not only make sure that they good, but to also like give them rushers enough time to get to the quarterback. We're gonna have time to get to the quarterback this year. It's not gonna be the same run up the middle Falcons where you can just do what you want to do. Like they got them big boys up front for a reason out of the draft.
Yeah, and man, like you said, you want to catch, because like you said about the Chiefs in the beginning of their season, you want to get the good teams earlier in the season when they still trying to figure stuff out, because you can catch them lacking.
Yep.
Everybody, nobody has the advantage earlier in the season because everybody's starting at the same time. If you facing these teams at the end of the season, well, they rounding into form. They getting ready for playoff mode. You
Yep.
playing Kansas City, playing Philly in the cold. September is gonna be a little chilly up there, but it ain't gonna be like how it would be if you face them in December, January. And
Oh
that's another
man.
thing about our schedule too. Not many cold weather games. At Washington is probably about the only one. Minnesota plays in the dome, so Denver in November will be a
Yeah.
bit tough. But other than that, you got at Tampa Bay, at Carolina, um, You get New York at home, so you don't really. And then you playing a lot of games on turf as well. The Dallas
Yep.
is at home, but Minnesota game, the Vegas game, you're playing good games on turf. So
I seen a stat the other day where we have the number two fastest receiving core in the league, bro.
saying that that's only gonna
Like,
help on that turf.
man, we're averaging like I think 4.27, 4.37 speed on our receiving cores, bro. Like that's something to think about because last year I'm pretty sure we were at the bottom of the league with speed. Like we had no speed. There was no speed. It was just guys out there that could run routes but not catch the ball or get separation.
Definitely. But last little segment I got for you is a little phrase I just came up with called 1-and-1.
All
Um,
right.
definitely got the ticker down there. Make sure y'all post, like, comment, and subscribe before we get out of here.
Yes,
But
sir,
one
skis.
is, and I want everybody who watches the video to participate as well. 1-and-1 is give me one reason why your record prediction will come true, and give me one reason why you think that record prediction, they might fall a little short.
Okay. I'm gonna start with why they might fall short because everybody wants to know why it's gonna happen. I'll tell you that last because it's gonna tie in. So the reason why it might not happen is because this is the first year of the system
And
that
you
we're
too.
running. That's the only way, bro. But it's like because we know, bro. The only way this doesn't work is if the system is not very clear to people who are saying that. You know what I'm saying that they're teaching it to, bro. But another reason that it might not go through. I mean, we got to see because Bajan had an ankle injury, bro, already, and
Yep.
it was like that's why he's not at OTAs. We're not worried about OTAs, but we're worried about OTAs. Like put in a new system, you want every time, every snap, every rep that you can get. Mental reps help you, but they don't help you that much. And like you might be the starting running back one year, but if you ain't got a good tire on your leg, then you ain't driving nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
they not looking at you the same. Um, so I do see the workload being shared between him and Tyler, and I know that it's going to be almost down the middle because you got 2,000-yard backs in your backfield, and one possesses the receiving traits, and one possesses the thunder trait of running somebody ass over. So
Mhm.
it's just one of them things where you really have to. It's almost like a LT and Michael Turner type of duo you got in the backfield. You got the flashy type of guy with speed and he can still run the ball, and you got the guy that's gonna bowl you over and still be able to run the ball or outrun you and catch the ball at the backfield and outrun you. Um, but the reason that I think it will happen is because of Raheem's foundation that he's laid so far. He's laid a nice foundation that has kept the guys grounded as far as like knowing their position, knowing what they're supposed to do, knowing what guys with to get the right results as far as like the right characteristic traits, the right practices as being a pro and different things like that. I think that the new guys, the rookies that are in Atlanta now have a advantage over a lot of the rookies that came in the previous years because this is a coach who we brought in who's not only familiar with the city and the struggles that we went through, but he was here through the good times as well. He was here when it was looking like it was looking, and he knows what it looks like. He knows what success looks like. He has had that. He's had his dark days, bro. And he right now, like,
You got a
bro,
ring.
right,
Yeah.
exactly, bro. Because so it's like he did something in order to get that ring, and that something, that process, that motive, the motivation, the knowledge, he took all of that from LA and brought it here. And not only did he bring that here, he brought coaches with him on the offensive side, the defensive side. And he kept the special teams core here because, I mean, who's going to complain about special teams being sorry the past couple years? Nobody
Right.
at all. So, like, I mean, I do think that the reason that it won't happen is because of scheme, but the reason that it will happen is definitely because Raheem's foundation has been laid to perfection.
Yep. Hey, I agree with everything you said. Definitely, because I could say both of those points. Definitely Raheem is going to be the reason, like you said, because the foundation, like the rookies, got it good because they got a hands-on guy. You know, he's going to work with that defense. He got experience on both sides of the ball. Arthur Smith, I
Right,
don't take it from him as an X and O's guy, but that don't always work when you coaching a group of men. Trying to lead somebody, you got to be able to relate to guys. You got to be able to communicate in a way that it rings off to them. Arthur Smith,
right,
I'm not behind the scenes. I'm not in the locker room, but it doesn't seem like he was that type of coach. End of the day, he just never really prioritized the quarterback position, and that's end up really dooming him. Um,
yep,
I'll say to make it another point or just say something else besides what you said. One reason I think it won't work, like you said, I agree with the systems. You got a new offensive coordinator, Zach Robinson, new defensive coordinator, Jimmy Lake, new head coach. So it's a lot of freshness in there. You still can make it work, but it's definitely going to be a bit of an adjustment period. I say one reason that it might not work, maybe injuries. You always have to fight injuries. Injuries is something every team go through, but you don't want injuries to that key position.
right,
Of course, bringing in Kurt, that Achilles, we all gonna be watching to see how healed up he is, if he can stay healthy. He's never really been a banged up type of guy, but the question is going to be, we gave him the amount of money, can he stay healthy? Caleb McGarry, you have to pass.
right.
We have to pass block McGarry. Oh God, Kurt, please buy him a watch. 'Cause,
But I just had that image in my head of Caleb McGarry blocking, like
yeah,
pass blocking.
yeah, Kurt, you're going. The injuries. We're not as deep at some positions that I would like. Drake goes down for a little bit. Kyle goes down. Like you said, the running back position, we could withstand a Bijan game here or there, gone, Algier. But defense, can't really afford to lose Jesse or AJ. It kind of is a big drop off, or is a big drop off after them. I'm in the front seven, you're deep, but you still don't want to lose your key guys.
Right,
So I say injuries and like you said, the newness of the systems. And then one reason I think it can work, I agree with the Raheem point because leadership is man, that's huge. Arthur Smith, give or take, I'm not gonna say he lost you some games last year because I definitely think he kind of overachieved for the roster he came in with, to go 7
right.
and but at the same time, the decisions he's made over the course of his tenure did lead to that last year kind of going how he did, not prioritizing the quarterback position, not using your superstar players as much as you should have been. So hopefully
Right.
Raheem, like you said, he gets the culture here. He knows Mr. Blank, but he knows the expectations. He knows, bro. He's been waiting on this moment to get back in that head coach.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's gonna snap right into it and take off. So another point, I'm gonna say the quarterback position. That was my one reason why I can't, but one reason why I see it can working is Kurt most definitely because you drafted 3 first round playmakers, but you haven't really had the production from them because you haven't had anybody to get them the ball.
Thank
So,
you.
we can say Kyle Pitts is a bust, whatever you want to say, but at the end of the day, he's a receiver, tight end, so he's a dependent position. He's dependent on his
The
playmaker.
man had a competent quarterback first year and went for over 1,000. I mean,
Yeah, and he
what
broke
what what else can
almost
you ask from him, bro?
every rookie tight end record almost his rookie year, bro, with the competent passer. Last year, he was banged up, man. I commend him for playing every game
Nah, for
out
real.
there because you could tell he wasn't 100%. Some people in the fan base, I mean, even including us, sometimes question was it an effort issue, but we never know what's really going on with somebody. And I'm glad he kind of put it out there at the end of the season that he was banged up. And you could tell with these OTA videos, he looked way different right now. And
Yep.
also, he got passes hitting him right here, so it's only
Yep.
gonna turn him up. But I ain't
Yep.
lost no faith in him. I definitely think 1,000 yard season is on the horizon for him. Drake London is a beast, ready to man. He ready to pop off. I can see
Man,
that.
it's
Drake going for.
we have a Pro Bowl offense, bro. If you
But
think about
we
it,
just ain't had nobody. We ain't had that point guard. We got the
yeah,
point guard now. So
anybody on that roster can hit the Pro Bowl, bro.
right.
And
So it's like
every person on that roster has had that fantasy. top fantasy guy type of like star stardom before the seasons even start. You know what I'm saying? But they never have the quarterbacks to give them the ball. But like you saying, like give them the ball, bro. Like it won't be a matter of like how I don't know, bro. It just won't be none of the stuff we've been going through for
Drake
the
and
past
Kyle
2
gonna
years.
eat. They gonna eat. I don't see no other way they gonna eat because you know with
You know who
Kirk,
folks are sleeping on? Mooney.
I'm about to
Folks
say,
are sleeping
I'm
on
about to get
Mooney,
into
bro.
that for sure. Because I'm saying with Kirk, bro, offensive weapons are gonna eat. And then another thing, like with Zach Robinson, we running that LA system 3 wide receiver set. So it's going. I think we're gonna be a little bit more pass heavy this season. And that, like you
Yep.
said, Darnell, Rondell, and watch out for the rookie Casey Washington too, because he's been looking decent. And I
Yep.
think he can kind of be one of them guys. And we still too late to pick another receiver up. But running backs gonna do what they need to do. But I definitely say Kirk will be that one reason why I say it can, because we finally have that steadiness at the quarterback position. It's like we stable now. It's not gonna
Right.
be shaky up and down week by week. You don't know what you're getting. You know what you're getting with Kirk. You're getting a professional. You're
Right.
getting a veteran. He gonna get everybody in their spots. You got a coach on the field, and I think that's gonna do well because our offense is young. All our playmakers, like we just mentioned, are young, and Darnell Mooney and Rondell are still young. You got some youth on the O line as well, besides Jake Matthews. So between like Jake and Kirk,
We got the top offensive right guard in the league, bro.
right?
Come on,
So
bro.
that's why I say it's gonna work out because Kirk, and definitely let us know what y'all feeling down in the comments. I appreciate y'all who tuned into this video, man. The channel is growing, so make sure y'all subscribe. We want to hit 100 before the season start, most definitely.
Want to do a little giveaway before the season started. Something,
Definitely.
man.
Make sure we definitely hit that sub button, man. Share this video. Anybody who like listening in the sports, we definitely got what y'all want to hear. I'm gonna be trying to get some more videos up on the channel, most definitely. And we definitely gonna be back to talk about Falcons football. This NBA playoffs wrapping up. It's about to be nothing but really football content coming out right now.
Sorry.
So, hey, man, until next time, we gonna fuck with y'all, boy.